And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third episode of the Lives of the Saints. And we are with the saint this day at noon. We had trouble connecting to Facebook, so we're going to upload this video later on. In the meantime, it is Janni Milton. And Janni is spelled Janny, right?
Yes, correct.
And it's the French pronunciation of Janni instead of
Janni.
Janni is an American
It's
pronunciation.
Janni.
Ja, exactly. Well, Janni,
That's what
thank you.
my grandkids call me anyway.
Well, it's so good to have you here on our third episode. And as you know, what we try to do with this interview format is to let people know a little bit about how the saints whom we sit next to in the pew are going through life and have gone through life. And I'd like to begin with just a couple questions for you. If you just want to introduce yourself, give us your full name and tell us how long you've been at St. David's.
My name is Janni Milton, and I've been at St. David maybe since 2013. I don't remember. When my church closed, St. Timothy's in Detroit, I moved to St. David because they were very close to my house, but that's not really the reason. The reason is because they were doing a lot of things with Haiti, which is my native country.
Okay, wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit about the origins of your spiritual life? Tell us about the background of your spirituality, and perhaps start with your childhood.
Well, I grew up in Haiti, which is a Catholic country. And with very few, when I was growing up, we had very few Episcopalian. And I remember being in the Catholic school, and me and a Jewish girl were the only two non-Catholic in the whole school. And on Thursdays, they always took them for confessions, and we'll be in the schoolyard, just us. And at that time in the 60s, people would tell us, if you're not Catholic, you're going to go to hell. But my mother, and my father was Catholic, but my mother was Episcopalian. She always made me feel almost superior. You are Episcopalian, it's a good thing. So I never felt ashamed of being different. I always felt like a little, I hate to say that, better. And maybe that was my way to, to feel okay about it. Because it's hard, to the whole school, and everybody I knew, they were Catholic, my father's family, and my mother didn't have a lot of family, so there was not that many of us.
Right.
But, and then my mother, we always went to Saint Trinité, the cathedral in Haiti.
Yeah.
And so I think that, and I've always loved going to church.
Yeah.
So I think, and I've always said my mother was very spiritual, and I think she helped us being spiritual also too.
Do you have any early memories of God being present with you?
I always felt if I was afraid of something, and I would, just say, oh God, please be with me. And I would always feel better.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was his presence. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just me, but I always felt close to God.
Yeah. And then through the sacraments of the church, communion, confession, confirmation, did you ever feel those, Eucharist, did you ever felt like those produced any special God moments for you?
Not that I think of. No, not really. Yeah. But the funny thing is, we got confirmed kind of late, because in Haiti at that time, and I know you know that the Episcopal Church in Haiti is connected to the Episcopal Church in the US. And the president at the time kicked the bishop out, and the bishop was an American, and we had no bishops. So for a couple of years, none of us could be confirmed.
Yeah.
And I think I was 12 or 13 when I got confirmed, because in Haiti, we did it earlier, like 7, 8 years old. And I remember I was at school, they came and got me, they said, oh, you gotta come because we have a visiting bishop tomorrow. And I remember they got everything, and I put my little dress on, and I started crying because when we were ready to go to the church, somebody said, oh, what a beautiful bride. And I just cried and cried, saying that I'm not a bride. So to me, that was kind of late for us to do that. So that's just a little funny story about that. But I never really, I don't know. No, nothing
Yeah. Now you said that you enjoyed going to church as a little girl. Do you remember any of the parts of the service that
Brian, I'm sorry, Brian, I'm in a meeting. You have to go. I'll come and fix your lunch in a minute. This is my son, Brian, who's autistic, and he's at home with me. Okay, Brian, you go.
Hi, Father Chris.
Hello, Brian. How are
Happy
you?
belated birthday.
Hey, happy belated birthday to you
Happy
too.
belated birthday, Father Chris.
He heard you, sweetie. He heard you. Okay, I'll be coming in a minute. Okay, that's my number one.
Oh my
Doing
goodness.
well. He's really, I'm very surprised. He's doing really well. He has bad days, but they
Yeah.
have more good days.
Oh my goodness. And so as I was asking as a little girl, you said you didn't mind, you liked going to church. What is it that you liked about it?
I like the rituals, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of like rituals and just the doing, the singing and the prayers. I've always liked that.
Yeah. 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 The sense of God that is communicated through the ritual and through a shared community of people calling upon the numinous. And so do you have any practices even outside of church that perhaps make you feel closer to God?
No, I mean, the only thing I like helping people.
Yeah.
And it's something, this is just me. I've always been like that. And whenever I do something for someone, I think I'm doing it for God.
Yeah.
And that's, I think I don't know if it's kind of crazy to think like that, but I always, feel like, God put me here for a reason.
Right.
And so that's how I feel.
Well, and really, when the only way we can really serve God is by serving other people, then you're saying a whole lot there. The only Jesus we see is the Jesus in our sisters and brothers, and when they're in need, that's certainly God talking to us in some profound ways. To talk a little bit about prayer, Janni, there's an author named Anne Lamott who says we only need 3 prayers in life. We need the prayer help, thanks, and wow. Which one of those 3 best describes your prayer life? Help, thanks, or wow?
I think thanks.
Yeah.
Because I really believe in gratitude. And this is something, I do that.
I want to be good for my meeting.
Okay, well, you can be good. I'll be right there.
It's supposed to rain on Thursday.
Okay, well, we'll do something on Wednesday or today. Okay, but let me finish, sweetie, please.
We'll get lunch Wednesday.
You'll get lunch Wednesday. Okay. He's always bargaining with me because he likes to go out to lunch.
But you were saying about help, thanks, and wow, but that thanks really resonates with you more.
To me, every day and several times a day, I always say thank you, Jesus, because I have a good life.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yep.
And to me, it's, you have to be grateful. I'm a very grateful person for everything in my life. My friends, I have a lot of friends, my family, everything. I'm very grateful.
Yeah. Well, you're also,
I think that helps you.
Well, you're also quite a giver. I mean, you're always asking, how can I help? What can I do for you? I've thought of you. I bought you this kind of thing. But we'll get into that. I want to go back to how many siblings do you have?
I have 7 siblings.
7 siblings. Okay. And
7 of us, and my father was married before, and I have 1 sister from his first marriage, and there's 7 of us.
Okay. And which one are you?
I'm number, in my my mother, I'm number 6.
Numbers. Oh, okay. So are you the youngest girl?
No, I'm not the youngest girl, but there's a big gap between the first, wait a minute, 7 of us. The first 5.
Okay.
There was a gap of 10 years, and me and my little sister were born. She's 3 years younger than I am.
Okay.
And I think we were raised like grandchildren. That's what the older siblings always said, because I guess my parents were tired.
So then you went to school in Haiti, and where did your interests take you?
Well, in Haiti?
Yeah, or just in life. What are some of the interests that drove you?
I just always like to have fun. I was like a fun, I like to have fun. I like parties, and I guess I'm still like that.
Yeah.
And I love,
What classes did you gravitate toward? What kind of interests?
oh, languages. I took
Oh,
7 years of Latin, you know. I was not a
really?
math person, you know, so I was more letters, you know.
Yeah. And
And then
then,
when I, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, and then did you did you go to university? Did you do that in Haiti? Did you come here to the United States?
I finished my secondary school in Haiti, my baccalaureate in Haiti, you know,
Okay.
and then I came here to go to school. And as a matter of fact, they gave me a whole year at Wayne State because I had
At
done
Wayne State.
that extra, you know, my baccalaureate in Haiti
Yeah.
schooling. And then I was a marketing major.
Oh, okay.
And I was supposed to go back home after that, but I guess I fell in love and stayed.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. So you're a graduate of Wayne State in
Wayne State
marketing.
in marketing,
Okay,
but
you and I share that. I was a marketing major too, Johnny.
oh, you were okay, but I
Yes.
never really practiced or anything. And then after college, I got married, and my husband worked for Ford Motor Company, and we were transferred to Louisville, Kentucky.
Ah, okay.
So that's where we started our lives together.
Mm-hmm.
And our children, both of them were born in Kentucky.
Okay.
And then from then, you know, we went to, and the thing is, I used to have little jobs, but then when we found out that Brian was autistic, and we found out early on, like on 2.5, 3 years old, I kind of devoted my life to him. So I never really had any career
Right.
per se.
Right.
But
right,
like
right.
I said, it was good too.
Yes, yes, and you have Brian, and then you have a daughter also.
Liz Pauline, she's the oldest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, and your husband, he passed away a while ago.
He passed away in 2007. Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember how you met?
Yeah, we met at a party, and it's funny for somebody coming from Haiti. My husband was Catholic, very Catholic. His mother was from New Orleans, so very Catholic. So all my siblings, we all married Catholics, every one of us, you know.
Yeah. And then, tell me a little bit about you. Not only do you enjoy parties, but you're also very good at throwing parties.
Well,
Yeah.
this is something like as you were talking about when I was younger. Even when I was in Haiti, a teenager, I just love parties, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Can you
guess
give
there's
us?
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's human gathering. When you think of heaven, heaven's a party, right?
And I love people. I like to be around people, and I
Yeah.
like to have fun with people.
Right, right, right. So I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you for some party tips. How do you go about planning a party? Say you're planning a dinner party. Do you intentionally think about who you're going to invite, where they're going to sit, what they're going to eat, or do
Yeah,
you?
that's, you know, you always put your guest list, and then the menu is always very, you know, important, you know.
Okay, so the first thing you do is you set up your guest list.
Mm-hmm.
And do you tend to invite people who are very much like each other, or do you intentionally pick people who are different?
Oh, no, I just kind of do things for my friends, you know, and a lot of us, we have same interests, you know, and it's like sometimes I do dinner party for the church, for my HOM people, you know.
Yes.
I do dinner parties for different clubs that I belong to, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, you do have an interest and a talent in getting people together, in feeding them. Now, would you call yourself a good cook, or are you just good at making reservations?
I'm a good cook.
You're a good cook. And where did you learn from your mom, or?
Well, not really, because in Haiti we grew up. I mean, I hate to say that, but we had a cook, so I really never had to cook.
Yeah.
So I think I learned when I came to this country.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're used to eating good food, you have to learn how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I started doing that. I made red beans and rice for the first time, and I have a chicken that everybody likes, you know.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, I really enjoy cooking.
Right. Right, right, right. And so when you really enjoy cooking, you become, you can become really good at it. And so do you have like a special dish, or one or two things that you say, okay, I'm going to really impress somebody, I'm going to pull out this menu?
I have a chicken that I make with olives, and everybody loves it. So every time I have a meeting at my house, they always want that. So that's
phone. I can't bring the phone downstairs.
Okay, that's my to-go dish. That of course Brian came back in the room because the time is coming near his lunchtime.
Right. So your go-to is your olive chicken.
Yes.
Okay. And then are you a baker?
I don't bake because I don't like to measure.
Oh.
I don't bake at all because when I cook, I don't measure. So that's why it's hard to give people recipes because
Yeah.
I just do things.
Right.
So I'm not a baker. I can go to Costco and Mr. Costco can do the bakery for me.
Okay. And so the olive chicken. And so let's see. So you've got Brian and you've got your daughter and you've got some grandkids.
Yes, I have two grandkids, and then they moved 3 years ago, they moved back to Michigan from Pennsylvania. And they live 10 minutes away from me. So this is heaven.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. And so you mentioned a bit ago about HOM. Would you describe to us what that is and what you do?
Well, this is the Haiti Outreach Mission that started really with several churches, but St. David, the founders were from St. David.
Mm-hmm.
The late Roger Matthews and his wife, Dominique Monday, which is a good friend of mine. And even before I was at St. David's, I remember they brought a little girl one time to have heart surgery. And I had dinner for them, for everybody who came. And my husband just fell in love. That little girl was so special. And so I always was interested. And when my husband died, I said, this is the charity I will put for people to give donations to. Yeah. And when I moved to St. David's, I got really involved with it. And we do a comedy castle once a year. And I just love my HOM people.
Yeah.
And it's a good cause because they go to Mill Ballet once a year and they see like 1,000 people in 1 week. Yeah. And they go with several nurses and doctors and people to translate for them.
I'm about to put the garbage can in the garage.
No, I will do that, Brian. Don't go outside, please. I've been trying to keep Brian in.
Yeah.
So because I don't think he understands the gravity of everything. So I'm very, very protective of him.
Right. And how old is Brian now?
Brian turned 40 in March last month. And we were having a big party for him, but we had to postpone the party. And he's, and he kept saying, are we going to have it during the summer? So I guess we'll have to do that because birthdays are special for him.
Well, birthdays are special because he knows everybody's birthday.
Birthdays, I know. I said, oh God, Brian's here. Today is so-and-so, let's call. I said, I don't feel like talking.
Oh my goodness. So your current full-time job is you're caring for Brian and you're involved in a lot of different charity events, especially with HOM.
Yes, another thing, I belong to several other organizations. So I'm a busy woman.
Yeah, name some of the other organizations that take up your time.
Well, the Links, which is a civic organization. It's
called what?
The Links.
The Links.
The Links Incorporated. It's a national organization. Yeah. And I belong to the Renaissance chapter of the one in Detroit. We have like 5 in Detroit. And we do a lot of work. And for many years, they did help a school in Haiti that I was involved with. And we fed those kids, like 300-400 kids every day. So for 10 years, the Renaissance chapter of the Links in Detroit, they really helped us a lot down in Haiti. And the other ones I belong to are like social organizations. Yeah. And we do a little bit of community service, but not as much as other ones.
Right.
And also I belong to the Haitian Network Group of Detroit, which is a group that every 2 years we have a big Haitian festival. And we do a lot of things with the community. And I'm the treasurer. I've been the treasurer a couple of years now.
Okay.
So I'm busy.
That's your business degree at work. You're in charge of the money.
Well, I've always been in charge of the money everywhere I go.
Now, if you could choose your dream job, what would it be?
Probably an event planner.
Yeah. Which you kind of do for free anyway.
I know.
Do you remember any good advice that you received from your parents? Can you name some of the best advice you received from your mom or dad or both?
Well, from my mom was always kind to everybody. And I think that's where I learned from. And my father always said, you have to remember that when you were when you born, it was an accident of nature that you are where you are.
Yeah.
Because we had maids and stuff like that. He said you could have been one of them. So it's just an accident of nature. So you need to respect people.
Yeah.
And I think those are the two things that, I go by from each one, my father and one, my mom.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you another advice question. What advice would you give to your younger self? So here you are a little bit older than you used to be. What would you tell Janni of decades ago?
Maybe study more. I was a good student, but I thought maybe I could study a little more.
Okay. Okay. I get that. Do you, can you name a couple of the things? Do you have any like hobbies that you like to participate in?
I play bridge.
Oh, you play bridge. Oh, okay. And then
I love bridge, and I play golf now. I fell in love with golf a couple of years ago.
okay, I knew about the bridge. I didn't know about the golf. The bridge is you're in a. Are you in one club or more than one club?
I'm in several clubs, but one of them was started by my mother-in-law 79 years ago, and I'm still playing, and they call me the bridge whisperer because I refuse to let it die. So my daughter is in it now. I'm trying to get younger people to come in and play bridge because it's very good for your mind.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, is it difficult to learn?
Well, bridge, you're always learning. It's not something you can really master. I mean, we have some master bridge player, but I don't
Do you have any grandmasters in your in that club?
No, all of them are dead now.
Yeah, because it takes you a little while to get that good.
No, because my mother-in-law, she used to play, she used to go to tournament and some other members, but they're all gone now.
Yeah, okay. So it's a rebuilding. So bridge and golf. And how often do you get out? Well, these days you don't get out at all, but in a normal season, do you get out? How often do you get out?
To play golf, I have once a week, and I just got accepted to one of the oldest Black golf groups in the state of Michigan. And I just got inducted last week. So, but we're supposed to start playing next week, but I don't think I can, so.
Yeah.
And then I have another group that we started, and we play once a week.
Okay. And what's your best club? Are you best off the tee? Are you best on the putting green? What's your best club?
Off the tee. That's what I'm mastering right now because my son-in-law and my daughter, they give me, tips because they are both golfers.
They're both golfers. Okay, but you're good off the tee, so you've got a good slugger. It goes straight right down the middle.
Yeah, I need to work on my putting, but right now, I don't know what I remember.
Yeah. No, we talked to Jake Jones this morning. Jake went golfing yesterday. And he said it was kind of an eerie feeling because they've opened the golf courses, but that, everybody's keeping a certain distance away from each other and that kind of thing.
And then you have to walk also. I don't mind the walking, but.
Yeah, the walking's good for you. Well, they're not letting you take carts, is that it?
That's what they say, but I think it's kind of fuzzy. They're not sure. Some people think you can, but I guess they never really said anything about the ordinance,
Right. Okay. So let's see. You've talked to me about your famous olive chicken. Do you have any famous dishes that you like to eat? Can name 3 favorite foods?
I like a griot, which is a fried pork, Haitian fried pork.
Haitian fried pork. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like Chinese food.
Oh, you like Chinese food? What kind of Chinese food? What?
Whatever, I just like Chinese food.
Okay.
So after Haitian food, Chinese food will be my second choice.
Should be your second. Are there any American foods that you like?
I like a good hamburger.
Okay. Where do you find a good hamburger in town other than your kitchen?
No, well, my son-in-law can do a good one. So, and barbecue ribs, which is I like too, because when I came in Haiti, we didn't cook ribs like that. So when I first came to this country, I think I fell in love with that.
Is that right? And who makes the best ribs in town?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, anybody,
Okay.
I'll eat anything.
You're not picky. And the best burgers in town are your son-in-law's.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
God, everybody's going to know everything about me, Father Chris.
Well, I mean, you can take the 5th if you want. Do you have any favorite restaurants in town?
Hmm. Not really.
Okay. Okay, if somebody gives you a gift certificate.
I like to go out, so well, there's one little restaurant I really like now, and it's owned by people I know too. Savannah Blue is in Detroit. You know, it's
Yeah.
a nice restaurant. I like the ambiance. I like going there,
Yeah.
and I like to support people I know, and you know, especially Black businesses. I try
Yeah.
to support.
Absolutely. Savannah Blue. And what's on the menu there?
Well, I like their fish. I like their they have a shrimp and grits. You know, so.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try. I mean, I'm not, you know, I try everything. I'm not very picky. Although my daughter would say that's not true, but I'm not very picky.
Can you name for me a family tradition, a Milton family tradition?
Oh, my own tradition that we started.
Or that you have carried on?
Well, you know what? I started doing Sunday dinners.
Oh.
And it's that's one thing when I came to this country on Sundays, I would be so melancholy thinking about what they're eating in Haiti because, you know, and I used to always be sad at that time. So I said, you know, so I started doing Sunday dinners. But right now, you know, we cannot do those.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's something about that, you know, my family did that too, Janni. My grandparents did that. My parents did that. And it's just that kind of that one day of a week where you've got, you know, a little bit of time to put in for a good meal. You can get the big dining room table out, and whatever people are doing throughout the day, they know they can kind of come and connect at that. And so do you always serve olive chicken?
Oh, no. We'll do. And the thing is, there's another thing I think when people have birthdays, you have to celebrate birthdays. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they say, I always like to celebrate birthdays. Mm-hmm. And I do it, you know, for my cousins, my friends, you know, I think it's something very important.
Yeah.
I love birthdays. And I guess maybe that's why Brian is the way he is, you know.
Oh, okay, because you like him so much. So then that was my next question was, which do you like better, Christmas or Easter?
I love it. Well, I don't know. I love Easter, but I really like Palm Sunday is my favorite.
Palm Sunday, yeah, the week before Easter.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but Christmas is nice.
No, Christmas is you got a lot of good songs. Let's talk a little bit about sports. You mentioned golf. Do you have a favorite spectator sport, something you like to watch on TV?
Well, now golf, because I'm starting to, you know, be into it. But it's funny. When we were younger, my husband and I, we used to go to the Pistons game when we lived in Detroit. And then I don't like basketball anymore. I'm starting to like football. Oh. And sometimes I find myself on Sunday watching football.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite team?
No, a long time ago, they were Oakland Raiders. So now I think they're the Las Vegas Raiders.
Are they? Did they move?
Yeah, I think so. When I was looking, I just started looking at the draft the other day. But no, but I don't really have a favorite team. Actually, it should be the Lions, but really, I don't know.
Yeah, well, if they would win a game every now and again. Now, tell me about your reading. Do you have a favorite magazine that you like to read?
I'm going to tell you something. I love to read, but lately, I would say the last year or so, I've never had time to read the magazines. And it's like I get those magazines, they sit there, and I have like 5 or 6 books that I want to read. The only time I used to read was when I used to travel a lot on the plane. Yeah. But then I haven't been traveling, so it's kind of, I need to get back, but it's almost like there's no time.
Right.
But I need to learn how to make time.
Yeah. Tell me the 5 books that are on your to read list. Ones that you're making time for, or that you want to make time for, I should say.
Well, they're standing right there. So, Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah, Becoming, yeah.
And that Mitch album, one of the Mitch album, is sitting there for me to read.
Yeah.
Mitch and I don't want to move, but I have like 3 other ones sitting there that I need to read. Yeah. But I will one day, you know.
Well, those are 2 good titles. 2 good authors anyway. Well, let me ask you this. You say, as somebody who really loves dinner parties, if you could invite three people, living or not living, to your dinner party, who would you invite?
And they have to be famous people?
No.
I know one of them will be Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And I guess I want to be proper, so I would invite his wife.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, Barack and Michelle Obama, you'd have them for dinner. Mm-hmm.
And the third, I guess Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. And
That
what
would
would
be
you,
a nice little, that would be nice, the three of them together.
oh my goodness. And what would you serve?
Of course, my chicken.
Yeah, olive chicken, absolutely. What kind of olives do you put on it? Green olives, black olives?
Green olives.
Green olives, okay. Okay, I'll have to ask my wife about that. So do you enjoy TV or movies at all? What's a movie that is particularly, that's one of your favorites?
I haven't seen a movie in a long time, and movie that's my favorite. I really don't have any favorite movies.
What one of your favorites? You don't have to, I mean, one that you remember.
That's the problem. I don't remember them.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Like the other day, I was at a meeting and somebody made a mention of a movie, and I said, Liz, did I see that movie? Because I don't,
Yeah, you don't remember. What about television? Do you watch Netflix or do you watch any TV shows?
I watch a couple of TV shows, but Netflix, I have it, but I always forget that I have it.
Right.
I don't watch it, but.
What are the TV shows you enjoy?
I like a little show. It's called God Befriended Me.
Oh, God Befriended Me. Okay.
Well, I think that's the name of it. And it's like, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And what else do I watch? God, I don't even remember what I watch. That's pitiful,
I don't know if that's pitiful, but I think that for me, it's kind of like
you know what I like to watch these days, and I think it's like The Voice, one of those shows, the music, and I really like those.
Yeah.
And then American Idol, which I never watched before, but I watch it. I just like to listen to those kids. They are so talented.
Right.
Because the music does something to my soul. So that's what I've been watching lately too.
Well, let me ask you, during this time of social distancing and lockdown, what are you doing to keep your balance? What's keeping you balanced?
Right now, I'm extremely busy because I'm taking care of a sick relative and being at home with Brian. And I'm trying to make an effort to just maybe in the evening to go in my room around 7, 8 o'clock and look at the sun go down.
Oh.
I sit in my bed and that's my quiet time. And of course, we don't have the sun every day. So,
Yeah.
But a couple of days we have it. I always try around 7:30, just go in my room, sit on my bed and look at because I have a window right in front of me. And that's my quiet time. And I need to do better than that, I think, because it's like if you're giving all the time, you have to take a little bit.
Yeah. Now, what can you name anything you've learned during this, learned about yourself during this time of lockdown and pandemic?
It's funny, but I think I'm learning to maybe how to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is something very hard for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I'm scared or whatever. So I need to learn how to say no to some stuff.
Right.
And that's very selfish, but
Well, I mean, you have to, you can't say yes to everything.
I know, but I didn't know that.
Okay, one last and final question, Janni. I'll get you off the hook here. And
yeah, because Brian is being very patient.
He's being very patient. One last question. As soon as the emergency rules are lifted, I'm going to make a beeline to fill in the blank.
Well, I can do it right now to the golf course, but I don't think I need to go right now.
Right.
And that would be the first thing. I'm kind of funny that how much I love golf. I'm in love. Maybe I was looking for something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, the golf course is a good place to go, and it'll be a lot more fun, I think, once, as we say, these rules are lifted and things become a little bit more sane and steady.
Okay, well, Brian told me it's 1 o'clock. It's time to fix lunch.
It is time to fix lunch. Yes, Janni Milton, thank you so much for taking the time to be interrogated, but I should say to let us learn a little bit more about the life of a saint. God bless you and have a wonderful.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.